Alright, so I guess I'm making more videos like this. The previous ones led to comments asking for more videos on more body parts, so here's a video on how to grow your shoulders. So I could be wrong, but I feel like there's a lot of overhead pressing variations outside of just a strict press that don't get a ton of recognition. I'm also going to approach this video from what exercises are going to get your overhead pressing strength stronger in a way that you'll actually notice it when you perform strict overhead presses. So what is going to grow your shoulders and also what's going to improve your pressing strength the best. Like previous other similar videos, I bias exercises that 1, train a large amount of muscle mass simultaneously, 2, are conducive to long-term progressive loading and heavy loads, 3, can be performed through an effective range of motion. So 1, and it's obvious, you should be doing a lot of strict pressing and make it strict. I can't even count how many times when I was a strength coach with the football team on campus, guys would turn the strict press into just a shitty push press. A common technical problem that I saw all the time was the use of the lower body, yes, but also poorly timed transference of force from the lower body into the upper limbs, into the barbell, but also just the lack of a quality good lockout. So when you strict press, finish every rep with a true lockout. Elbows extended, traps shrugged, and head through the hole. This standardizes your pressing, which is important to gauge progress. Moving on to other exercises, and my number one exercise is probably a pin press, probably my favorite overall variation. Not much really to say here, but pressing from a dead stop, eliminating the stretch reflex is very humbling. The main difference with this compared to a normal overhead press is that you have momentum out of the bottom in a normal overhead press. You just don't get that from the pins. You just have to overcome the static start and keep pressing. This takes a lot of effort to get the bar moving. You can be pressing into the bar for an extra second or 2 or even 3 seconds before the bar even budges. This requires a ton of effort, and it trains you to really recruit those high threshold motor units and push past a sticking point. Based on your personal preferences, you can change the height of the pins. Next exercise I like is a behind the neck press. I think this is a really good developmental exercise. I like the fact that it puts your shoulders in a somewhat compromised position. It really makes you aware of how your shoulder moves in different planes. So from a mind-muscle connection standpoint, this is one of the best exercises for the shoulders. Next exercise I like is a dumbbell overhead press. I think this is an awesome exercise. I like it best when it's done standing. What's great about one arm overhead pressing is the degrees of freedom you have in terms of bar path and hand placement. You can press with your hand more out to the side, or you can start with the weight in front of your chin, and you can press and rotate your shoulder on the way up. You'll see a lot of one arm overhead pressing programmed in team sports, strength and conditioning, done in a half kneeling position. I've never really liked it that way. I don't like how your abs and lack of a stable platform limits the load you can use, but if that's the way you like doing it, go ahead. Next exercise I like is the Z press. I like this exercise. It takes the lower body out of the movement completely. When you have to press heavy weight, you'll tend to lean back. You can't do that with the Z press because you'll fall over, you'll fall backwards, or you'll cramp in your hip flexors and your quads. With the Z press, you have to stay upright and fight it all the way to the lockout. It's very uncomfortable. It's very hard to balance with heavy weight. So this can just be thought of as an underload variation of overhead pressing. Another exercise I really like is a high incline press. What I like here is that it changes the angle just to allow you for heavier weights to be used. These are a staple in a lot of the programs I write. Next exercise I really like is a push press. Other than a jerk, this is probably the best way to get heavy weights over your head. With the lower body assisting in the initiation of the exercise, you're really overloading the top of the movement and the lockout. And just holding the lockout with heavier weights is a great way to improve strength of the shoulders and build confidence when you're grinding near maximal weights with a strict press. Plus, you have to lower the weight back onto your shoulders, so you're getting some quasi super maximal eccentric with it too. So those are the exercises that I prioritize the most. Obviously, there's other exercises that I didn't mention. Do those ones consistently, do them heavy, and do them frequently, and I promise you'll realize growth and strength of your shoulders. But that's all I got for the video. Thanks for watching, guys.